Hello and welcome to this News 9 special. Recently, we had the Defence Minister inaugurate 90 projects of the Border Roads Organisation. And it is a significant move, by the way. The Border Roads Organisation has deployed an all-woman unit at its highest post, higher than the Everest base camp. The BRTF 755 is situated at Hanle at an altitude of 1,500 feet. This BRTF is building roads to the line of actual control in the sensitive and strategically important Eastern Ladakh Sector. The all-woman force works in extremely tough terrain with low oxygen levels. Breathing is very tough here. Undeterred, these indomitable daughters of India are guarding the borders and braving the elements. Let's take a look at how they are doing a human service for the country.
3 years after the deadly Galwan clashes, India has doubled the pace of infrastructure creation on the border. India's Border Road Organization is accomplishing mission impossible, creating infrastructure to secure us from our foes across the Himalayas.
Look at China. They don't have to climb up like us. Once they are on the Tibetan plateau, the construction work, the maintenance work, everything is fairly easy.
On India's 77th Independence Day, an all-women unit of Border Roads Organization led by Colonel Ponung Dobing inaugurated the world's highest motorable road. Ladakh is strategically important for India. It is the only place where the Indian Army faces both its adversaries. Ladakh is a high-altitude desert. Temperatures of -20 to -30 degrees and low oxygen levels here make survival tough. Being stationed in the sensitive Eastern Ladakh sector is a tough but prestigious assignment. It is a matter of national pride that infrastructure development along the LAC is being looked after by the daughters of India. In such challenging circumstances, 3 stars twinkle the brightest here. They are the women officers of the highest border roads task force in the world.
All the BRTF, whether it's gentlemen or women, this is the highest BRTF in BR.
We have got the opportunity, and it's the challenges that boosting us up to work in such a place.
उनको भरोसा है कि हम लोग कर लेंगे.
Right now we are sitting at above 15,000 feet above mean sea level. My BRTF is 755 BRTF. My BRTF approximately handling construction of approximately 201 kilometer roads, new roads, maintenance of 205 kilometer roads, as I told you, and in construction of 4 important bridges connecting Hanle to the remote villages. Very important is Neoma LG, which will be, once constructed, highest airfield in the world.
So in terms of the experience, till now it's been just 1 month. The working situation here is a bit tough. During the summer, it's okay, but during the winter, it's very tough here, which I haven't experienced yet. I have to experience, but the temperature goes down below minus degree.
नेशन के हिसाब से बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोजेक्ट्स है जो हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं इन पे। उनको भरोसा है कि हम लोग कर लेंगे, मतलब वुमेन कर सकते हैं, इसलिए हमें दिया गया है।
Earlier, women officers were not given leadership roles in the RCC, which is Road Construction Company. Since beginning, I have propagated a gender-neutral approach in my organization, and women are treated with equal dignity and equal rights are given to them as male counterparts. So we searched all our records, and all the women who are due for high altitude or hard areas, we consulted them and they were posted accordingly.
So I'm with Colonel Ponung Doming, Anamika Anand and Obin Taki, and we are heading towards a few projects that the highest women task force in the world is handling. And right now we are on our way to the highest motorable road, that is Umlingla. Let's go. We are above 16,000.
Yeah, we are above 16,000. We are driving towards 19,024 feet. यहाँ पे health issues तो है, but you have to take care of yourselves. This road starts from Jorsar to Tishumle, Umlingla, and Damchuk. So Umlingla is the highest peak on this road.
They have already proved their mettle as far as physical and mental strength goes. But an additional virtue and strength that they possess are their emotions. Colonel Ponung Doming, daughter of a farmer from remote Pasighat in Arunachal Pradesh, has a photograph with her mother placed beside her bed. That has a tale to tell.
छोड़ देते हैं क्वेश्चन। So the photograph you talked about is a 22 years old photograph of my mom and myself sitting in a room. We had a room 1 BHK so-called, but it was a very small room. We are 4 children to our parents. That's the room is just, you can say, 3x4 meter size room. The wall was also not the proper brick wall. It was a wall made of your bamboo. The Assam में घर बनाते हैं हम, bamboo के बनते हैं, and then you do the plastering, those kind of houses. 4 बच्चे, 1 कमरा, 2 माँ बाप, so 6 people living in one small room. But it's all been a struggle, very tough struggle for entire family, not just for me. But everything is good. By God's grace, everything is good.
I have a son, 4-year-old. Right now, he's studying in nursery school.
Obin Taki belongs to Arunachal Pradesh. She is staying away from her 4-year-old son to serve the nation.
Just got emotional a bit. Sorry. Hi. हम आएंगे दिसंबर को. He doesn't complain. He used to just sometimes ask that, why do you have so many work?
Anamika Anand is from Lakhimpur Kheri, Uttar Pradesh, and she is fulfilling the dreams of her mother.
मतलब मैं स्टार्टिंग में जब आई थी तो चिंता हो रही थी मम्मी को बहुत, रोज फोन करती थी 2 बार कि ठीक हो कि नहीं हो, ब्लड प्रेशर बताओ अपना। तो 2 दिन से नेटवर्क नहीं आ रहा है, तो घर पे बात नहीं हो पा रही थी।
Another brave woman, Shravya Nalla, has also joined these 3 officers in Hanle.
We are specially selected to accomplish the task over there, so I feel really proud about that. Many people, they gave me large number of inputs, like it's not good, you have to stay far away from family. If you really want to go for it, do not listen to the entire world.
Women are the threads that weave the tapestry of life. These 3 extraordinary women bring tiny drops of life to these beautiful but barren mountains. Soon, other women officers will join them, and the BRO will have the largest all-women BRTF. What sensitive LAC projects are these women building? To find out, watch our next episode.
Well, you saw that amazing story about the women officers at a height of almost 16,000 feet and how they are manning the country's borders and carrying out with significant projects. To discuss more about this, we have with us Lieutenant General Rajiv Chaudhary, Director General, Border Roads Organization. And also in the studio, we have Nimriti Mohan, the person who went all the way up there to tell the story of these 3 women. Let me in fact first go to Lieutenant General Rajiv Chaudhary. Lieutenant General Rajiv Chaudhary, I was seeing the documentary and you were saying that you went for a gender neutral policy to get these women on top of the hills. Sorry, it's not hills, they are mountains. And how difficult of a journey was it to convince your superiors, and how much of a decision making it took to actually say that they are going to do it, they are up for it, they have the talent for it, and I'm not going to listen to some of the traditional thoughts that are there. I'm going to let them and give them that chance. How difficult was it to actually go over that mountain of traditional thought?
You see, there is a process when you take up this kind of initiatives and change the protocols and change the precedences. You have to go slow and in a graduated manner. I joined on 1st December 2020 as DG BRO, and in April 2021, I placed Vaishali Hivase at MBM Road, that is Munchiari Budhyar Milan Road, that is one of the toughest roads what BRO is still tackling. And Milan is a glacier where ITBP is deployed. So I assigned this task to her, and then Obin Taki, which is now who is 2IC of this task force, I placed her in Arunachal Pradesh near Along. In fact, she comes from that place only. And then we constituted a all-women RCC, Road Construction Company in Peoplekoti, which looks after till Mana Pass. Mana Pass, incidentally, is the second highest pass in the country, which is taken care and maintained and cleared by BRO, Aina Rana, and 3 of the platoon commanders. This was all women RCC, that is the lowest functional unit, cutting edge of the BRO, and that succeeded. So now in June this year, after that experiment succeeded, I took a decision that now I must start placing women officers as task force commander, which is one ladder up than the RCC, which is commanded by a colonel level or SC level officers in BRO. So we placed Mrs. Archana Sood in Arunachal Pradesh at 0. 0 is also a tough terrain task force. But then we placed Colonel Doming at Hanle. Hanle is at 15,000 feet. That is the highest establishment commanded by any officer in BRO in Ladakh. And we placed Obin Taki and Anamika Anand as part of the team, and 2 of the officers at platoon commander level. And I'm going to place another officer now at Neuma. Neuma is going to be the highest airfield for the fighter aircraft in the world. So all these challenges we through, and it was a calculated, I'll not say risk, but step which I was taking, that the experiment, the first experiment should not fail. So when I succeeded in the at the RCC level, then I said, okay, we will give a bigger challenge to the women officers, and I wanted to prove that women officers can do as male officers can do, and maybe much better than them. So this was the my spark for taking this internal challenge. Means no one mandated me to do this, but then I wanted to take it in a very slow manner. This thought process I had to get this executed by women officers.
Well, Lieutenant General Rajiv Chaudhary, I salute you for actually helping break this glass ceiling and this orthodoxy of thought when it comes to decision making. In fact, a salute to you for letting a lot of people get that opportunity. General, one more thing that I wanted to know was that it's actually a very difficult terrain when you go talk about heights. It's not easy to immediately go there. There is a significant process. Could you explain to us, there's this process of acclimatization and others involved in it. So how does the process, how is it for the women officers also? Do they go through the same medical tests and, you know, the medical acclimatization process? How does it work?
Absolutely. When you reach Leh is at around 11,000 feet. So you have to undergo the first stage of acclimatization for a week or so. And then when you go about 12,000 feet, then you have to go for stage 2 acclimatization. And maybe beyond the 15,000, then you have to go to the third stage. So, but then if you are going for short durations, then you can do with the 1 day or 2 day acclimatization. But since these women officers were going to stay there all along and undertake this kind of difficult project what we have assigned to them. The most difficult is to maintain the Chishumle-Demchok road, which is the highest motorable road in the world today, 19,024 feet. And then we have also assigned CDFD road, that is Chushul Dungti Phukche Demchok 121 kilometer road, which runs at a height of 13,500 to 14,500 feet. We also started making or breaking our own record on 15th August this year. That is Likaru Migla Phukche road, 64 kilometers. So that is at 19,400 feet when we cross the pass at Migla. And of course, the biggest challenge would be to construct Neoma airfield, which is at 13,700 feet. So all the highest and the what record breaking is happening in 755 today. So if that happens through these women officers, I think it will definitely inspire all other women also. As you said, that I am just opening a door and breaking the glass ceiling, especially in BRO. BRO has been subscribed very less by the women officers, and they have never been in the commanding positions till now. The officers I met who have been in BRO earlier, Bindu Sehgal I met who retired, and she said कि सर मुझे किसी ने commanding position नहीं दिया. So it struck me that why we are shying away or not going ahead in this domain to give them responsibility and let them face it, let them prove themselves, and they can do much better. So this was the my trigger for taking this initiative ahead.
Well, also, General, you know, one of the things that I have seen is that, of course, you won't be able to give a lot of details when it comes to the projects because of the classified nature of it. But how much of significant catch-up have we been able to do when it comes to the Chinese side, when it comes to the infrastructure in Ladakh? I mean, you can just give us, a brief answer. No need to give us the details on it. Yes, Lieutenant General.
We have, as you are aware, that China had given infrastructure push in 1960s.
Okay.
We have been very conservative on this matter, and we have our policy and thinking has been always defensive, and that is in the open domain. When the past governments have generally followed the path of not developing the infrastructure on the borders, thinking that if adversary uses against us, it will be a problem to us. However, the present day government has taken a more aggressive stance to this, and since last 7-8 years, there has been a greater push on the infrastructure all along the Chinese border, especially in Ladakh and Arunachal, and they have increased our budget. They have given us more machines to work. They have also simplified the processes of sanctioning. So all this, and now on from our side, we have been using the latest technology in the road construction, bridge construction, tunnel construction. I'll just give you an idea. It's simple mathematics that till from 1960, when BRO came into being, till 2020, we had made only 2 tunnels. But in last 3 years, we have made 4 tunnels, and today, as I speak to you, we are working on 10 tunnels, and 7 are in the pipeline, which are in the final stages of planning. So you can understand the government is supporting us. Government is holding our hand, and government also expects us to go ahead. To give you some small idea, in 2008, the budget of BRO used to be 2,500 or so, and it was increased in 2017 to 5,000 plus, and in 2019 it went up to 7,000, and today it means in the present year, the last financial year, we could spend 12,340, and my efforts are that by next 6 months or so, we will be take this 12,000 to 15,000 crores. So every year the government is giving us more and more money to develop this infrastructure all along the borders, and it is not only helping the security forces and taking them ahead, it is also giving a upgradation to the socio-economic conditions on the people who live in these remote villages all along the borders.
Right. Nivriti, now, you are actually from Himachal. You have an idea about the mountains, but were you up to the mark to go all the way up 16,000 feet?
I am from the mountains, but these mountains are really, really very different. They are not like the mountains in Himachal or Uttarakhand or anywhere in Arunachal Pradesh from where the two officers are. They are very different mountains. This is a very high altitude. Average altitude must be around 10,000 feet and above, and at an altitude that we went to, it was 15,000 feet in Hanle, and later on we went to Umlingla, which is the highest motorable road in the world right now, and it holds a Guinness Book of World. It is the name is registered in Guinness Book of World Record, and we are, as DG sir said, that they are going to break their own record, and they are building another 400 feet road again, which will go up to Megla Pass. So there is no oxygen there. There is oxygen, but as compared to planes, it is very, very less. And I am saying this because you don't realize that in what difficult situation your soldiers are working in, as long as you don't experience it. So of course, till the time I was not there, I did not realize that it will be so difficult. But when the team, Vinayak, the producer, and Naresh, the cameraman, we three went to that place, we started realizing it in Leh only. It is between 11,000 to 12,000 feet in altitude. So we started realizing blood pressure started rising, and we started feeling that the air is very thin, and we can take the air in very easily, but it is something is missing. We could feel it. And when we started for Hanle, it actually became more difficult.
Okay.
And you won't believe, when we traveled to Umlingla, the oxygen levels of the entire team were extremely low. My oxygen level was at 75. My cameraman's oxygen level was around 78 to 79, and producers was around 80. So 80 is also a low oxygen level, and blood pressures were high. So at that particular time, I was thinking, how are these people living here? It is so difficult to live there. We stayed there for only for 4-5 days, and in 4-5 days I realized that it is really, really difficult. You cannot stay here for so long. They are posted, the women officers, they are posted there for 2 years, and they are going to work there for 2 years in less oxygen, 40%, 60%, 40% lesser than the planes. So in such difficult conditions, when you see these women working there with such determination, and you won't find a single sign of like they're worried or they are tired, you won't find a single sign of that on their faces. And they say, when I asked Colonel Doming that, are you tired? Because she drove us from Hanle to Umlingla and then to Dimchok. And then I was worried about her because she was driving and exhausting her, and was traveling to a height of, was driving to a height of 19,024 feet. So I was actually worried about her because I could realize that this is not that easy. But she was driving, she said, told me, "Main nahi thakta hu." The way she speaks, so she doesn't say usually कि मैं थकती नहीं हूँ. She uses the word थकता, ताता. Then she said, मैं थकता नहीं हूँ. And then the two women sitting behind, Obing Taki and Anamika Anand, when I asked them, are you tired? Are you feeling something? Because we were traveling to 19,000 feet. Are you feeling that oxygen is less? Do you require oxygen or something? So they told me, no ma'am, we almost every 10 days we travel to Umlingla. So there's no difficulty, you don't worry, but we are here to take care of you. So this is.
But how were you feeling?
I told you it was. I felt that it is difficult.
It is difficult.
Yeah.
How was the night? I mean, like they say the weather, the temperature just dips in the night. How was the night, and how did you in fact protect yourself from the cold weather?
Yeah, because we went in August. So in August it was not that bad. It was not that cold, and daytime it was normal. It was warm weather. In the evening you felt a little cold, but the difficult time is the 6 months in the winters, which starts October onwards.
Okay.
And in January it is the lowest, when you experience temperatures, as I'm told by the team, that it will be -20 to -30 degrees. And at this point of time they don't say that they are facing difficulties, but I know that they must be facing, all of them, all the soldiers, not only women but other soldiers as well. All of them are really living in a very difficult terrain and in a very difficult weather. So in these months, like from April, May, June, July, you find a few green shrubs that have come up there. But in winters, even those shrubs are not there. Okay. You don't find trees, you don't find leaves, nothing at all. So I presume that the oxygen level that is there, 40% lesser than what we have in plains, that level also reduces further. This is my presumption, which should be right. Maybe DG sir can explain on that. And because there are no plants, there is no oxygen, and the atmospheric pressure is low, so stress सा feel होता रहता है आपको थोड़ा सा. But hats off to these women and other soldiers as well, other officers as well, male or women or men. They are working in such difficult conditions, and they are protecting our country, our borders, and they are building to protect our borders.
Building to protect our borders. Lieutenant General Raji Chaudhary, I mean, I'm getting the first-hand experience of a person who is actually from the mountains, saying that it's still very, very difficult to be in Ladakh. Challenging situation that our soldiers face, and also the members of the BRO also face. And with the story of these three women that you have in fact shown, Anavriti, it's kind of inspirational for a lot of people, because for me, until I saw that, I would
like to thank DG sir for facilitating us to go to that place where very few, I would like to feel that nobody has gone there, but I think very few must have gone, if at all.
So,
Thank you, sir.
Lieutenant General Raji Chaudhary, have you got more queries now, saying that we would also like to, in fact, especially from your women officers, that they would also take up significant projects? Before you probably had to ask, now are people asking you whether there is a possibility of a command that could be given to them?
No, I don't have any doubts or cobwebs or queries in my mind. I'm very clear. And that's why I took decision of placing the women in the commanding positions. And Another reason was that I got two daughters and who have struggled through their careers and made good place for themselves. So I wanted that the women should be given space and they can prove themselves if we support them, at least show them the way. And that is succeeding and that will succeed. And women have been always very strong in the mind. We have not given the chance to them to prove themselves. And in our country, in any field today, you see including now armed forces, women are going ahead and women are really creating wonders. And I wanted this history to be made when the history to be made of highest road and highest fighter airbase. I wanted the women should be doing it so they also become part of this history and people always have that respect and salute them for what they have done during their tenures.
Well, thank you, Lieutenant General Rajiv Chaudhary, for joining with us and giving your significant details about how this entire enterprise has been and how it has helped to bring a lot of women to the forefront of protecting our country and also proving their mettle when it comes to the high altitude. You can catch this documentary on News 9 Plus. It's been uploaded on that, and probably see the lives of these three women officers who are at 16,000 feet. We will again bring this particular documentary. We are going to play that again for you, but you can catch it on News 9 Plus.
3 years after the deadly Galwan clashes, India has doubled the pace of infrastructure creation on the border. India's Border Road Organization is accomplishing mission impossible, creating infrastructure to secure us from our foes across the Himalayas.
Look at China. They don't have to climb up like us. Once they are on the Tibetan plateau, the construction work, the maintenance work, everything is fairly easy.
On India's 77th Independence Day, an all-women unit of Border Roads Organization led by Colonel Ponung Dobing inaugurated the world's highest motorable road. Ladakh is strategically important for India. It is the only place where the Indian Army faces both its adversaries. Ladakh is a high-altitude desert. Temperatures of -20 to -30 degrees and low oxygen levels here make survival tough. Being stationed in the sensitive Eastern Ladakh Sector is a tough but prestigious assignment. It is a matter of national pride that infrastructure development along the LAC is being looked after by the daughters of India. In such challenging circumstances, 3 stars twinkle the brightest here. They are the women officers of the highest border roads task force in the world.
All the BRTF, whether it's gentlemen or women, this is the highest BRTF in BR.
We have got the opportunity, and it's the challenges that boosting us up to work in such a place.
उनको भरोसा है कि हम लोग कर लेंगे.
Right now we are sitting at above 15,000 feet above mean sea level. My BRTF is 755 BRTF. my BRTF approximately handling construction of approximately 201 kilometer roads, new roads, maintenance of 205 kilometer roads, as I told you, and in construction of 4 important bridges connecting Hanle to the remote villages. Very important is Neoma LG, which will be, once constructed, highest airfield in the world.
So in terms of the experience, till now it's been just 1 month. The working situation here is a bit tough. During the summer it's okay, but during the winter it's very tough here, which I haven't experienced yet. I have to experience, but the temperature goes down below minus degree.
नेशन के हिसाब से बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोजेक्ट्स है जो हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं जिन पे उनको भरोसा है कि हम लोग कर लेंगे, मतलब वुमेन कर सकते हैं, इसलिए हमें दिया गया है.
Earlier, women officers were not given leadership roles in the RCC, which is Road Construction Company. Since beginning, I have propagated a gender-neutral approach in my organization, and women are treated with equal dignity and equal rights are given to them as male counterparts. So we searched all our records, and all the women who are due for high altitude or hard areas, we consulted them and they were posted accordingly.
So I'm with Colonel Ponung Doming, Anamika Anand and Obin Taki, and we are heading towards a few projects that the highest women task force in the world is handling. And right now we are on our way to the highest motorable road, that is Umlingla. Let's go. We are above 16,000.
Yeah, we are above 16,000. We are driving towards 19,024 feet. यहाँ पे health issues तो है, but you have to take care of yourselves. This road starts from Jorsar to Tishumle, Umlingla, and Damchuk. So Umlingla is the highest peak on this road.
They have already proved their mettle as far as physical and mental strength goes. But an additional virtue and strength that they possess are their emotions. Colonel Ponung Doming, daughter of a farmer from remote Pasighat in Arunachal Pradesh, has a photograph with her mother placed beside her bed. That has a tale to tell.
Question. So the photograph you talked about is a 22 years old photograph of my mom and myself sitting in a room. We had a room 1 BHK so-called, but it was a very small room. We are 4 children to our parents. That's the room is just, you can say, 3x4 meter size room. The wall was also not the proper brick wall. It was a wall made of your bamboo. The Assam में घर बनाते हैं हम, bamboo के बनते हैं, and then you do the plastering. Those kind of houses. 4 बच्चे, 1 कमरा, 2 माँ बाप, so 6 people living in one small room. But it's all been a struggle, very tough struggle for entire family, not just for me. But everything is good now. By God's grace, everything is good.
I have a son, 4-year-old. Right now, he's studying in nursery school.
Obin Taki belongs to Arunachal Pradesh. She is staying away from her 4-year-old son to serve the nation.
Just got emotional a bit. Sorry. Hi. हम आएंगे दिसंबर को. He doesn't complain. He used to sometimes ask that, why do you have so many work?
Anamika Anand is from Lakhimpur Kheri, Uttar Pradesh, and she is fulfilling the dreams of her mother.
मतलब मैं स्टार्टिंग में जब आई थी तो यहाँ चिंता हो रही थी मम्मी को बहुत, रोज फोन करती थी 2 बार कि ठीक हो कि नहीं हो, ब्लड प्रेशर बताओ अपना। तो 2 दिन से यहाँ नेटवर्क नहीं आ रहा है, तो घर पे बात नहीं हो पा रही थी।
Another brave woman, Shravya Nalla, has also joined these 3 officers in Hanle.
We are specially selected to accomplish the task over there, so I feel really proud about that. Many people, they gave me large number of inputs, like it's not good, you have to stay far away from family. If you really want to go for it, do not listen to the entire world.
Women are the threads that weave the tapestry of life. These 3 extraordinary women bring tiny drops of life to these beautiful but barren mountains. Soon, other women officers will join them, and the BRO will have the largest all-women BRTF. What sensitive LAC projects are these women building? To find out, watch our next episode.
Well, you saw that particular documentary. You can catch that documentary on News 9 Plus. It will be uploaded soon, and you can see that documentary and see how difficult the terrain is. But these women are doing a much better job at those heights. Nivriti, last question to you. If you were given a chance to go to that terrain, tough terrain, very less oxygen, to tell the stories of more people, would you take it up?
After watching these women working there in such difficult terrain, though we faced some difficulties, but they will inspire me to go again and do the stories there. Given a chance, I will definitely go.
Well, thank you, Nivriti, for joining us and also for bringing us with this documentary that tells the lives of the women officers of the BRO who are doing a very good job at those heights. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of this News 9 special. On the other side, we're going to give you a look at how green hydrogen could be a replaceable fuel when it comes to our commercial vehicles and also significantly reduce our import bill of crude oil. That's on the other side.